Hi, if we haven't seen each other yet today, I'm Leora, she, hers. I'm the School Crisis Recovery and Renewal Project Director, and I'm here with my incredible team, Nikki, Stephen, Oriana, Bree, and all of our 26 incredible fellows. I want to take this moment, we're going to move forward. Actually, I'll keep the slides up on round two. I want to take this moment, just like we did in round one, to pile on affirmation, witnessing, and cheer in the chat. So let's look at these incredible folks who put their learning out in public and give some cheer to them in the chat. So that is to Kathann, to Sherry, Wendy, Krista, Will, Jose, Lana, Beverly, Michelle, Nicole, Canada, Christine, and Kirsta. Of course, our fellows both have a Krista, Kirsta, Christine. It's just the way that the cookie has crumbled. No, please in chat, share a word descriptively, a way that the learning resonated, a gratitude. And we are going to move into a couple minutes of meaning making together so that we can stretch, integrate. I want to invite you to continue to roll your shoulders, get water. If you just presented, to shake it out. Let your bodies know you're safe, you're good, you're grounded. We see you, we hear you. Yes, we've just got so many abrazos that are being welcomed in the chat, and an appreciation for the heart-led work and authentic leadership. Okay. I am going to move us into our own shared inquiry moment. Although I'm going to pause because someone just said we cannot heal what we cannot feel. So that is true. And I just need to resonate with the wisdom that's happening in the chat. Okay. So often we move from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting, from big thing to big thing. So the teaching that Oriana has really led for our project in the last almost 4 full years, because we're entering our 5th and final year as a project, y'all, in June. But what Oriana has invited us to always do is to take a moment to pause, make meaning, and integrate, right? So it's just like if you went to like a big workout, HIIT workout, and then you left without stretching or breathing or hydrating. We're going to take a moment to do some of that collective meaning making together before we move into close. And I'm going to invite you to do it in this way, if you would so like. So we're going to return back to our question that holds us all together. What does this all look like? This recovery and renewal work that Leora talks about in all these big words. What does it look like, sound like, and feel like in real life? Real, right? So I'm going to welcome you to either share in chat or raise your hand and unmute. And please do raise your hand to share a question. I heard this and it made me wonder how. Ideas, I heard this and it made me think about or imagine. Feelings or noticings, when someone shared, I felt moved, saddened, excited, hopeful, nervous, fearful. A resonance, when they said X, I understood that deeply because, or affirmations. And of course you can reject any of these sentence stems and do your own thing, but I'm giving you a couple sentence stems for us to think about. So I'm going to see if there are folks in the room who would like to, okay, good, share and chat. And then I'm going to wait for some hands up, and I want to invite folks to share out loud with, again, the reminder that if you do share out loud, we are recording, so consent to being recorded. Okay, so Kirsta is saying, I heard that renewal can be the result of crisis and recovery, and I felt hopeful and inspired. Get a couple more. What questions surfaced? What ideas came up? What feelings, resonance, or affirmations? Okay, so we're getting that reminder to share our stories. That storytelling is deeply necessary, powerful, healing, and one of the essential ingredients to recovery and renewal. that when Lana said I had to put my courageous hat and pants on, it gave me a visual that sometimes it takes more than just a hat. Sometimes we have to dig deep and then take care of ourselves. Yes. Lana sharing, I'm sitting with what my superpower is, to name it and claim it. And that's in honor of Jose's project, What is My Superpower? Yes, that claiming. Other gentle invitation, would love to hear voice diversity aside from mine. So feel free to raise hand and would love to hear from you. Okay, others are sharing, I'm in awe of the heart and powerful intentions of my fellow peers and the work they poured in. Okay, good. Thank you, Danielle. Yes, please share. And if you would be open to sharing a sentence about who you are, where you are.
Sure. My name is Danielle Sherman. I'm joined by several colleagues in the room I'm in, but just in the hope to keep it a little bit quieter on our end, I'm speaking on behalf of many people. We are in Orange County, California. I have a group, about 5 of us, all licensed marriage and family therapists in different sectors, some in education, some in the prison sector, as well as in private practice and in schools. It's been amazing hearing everything today. I think that just the vulnerability, the courage for people to be able to come together. I will say I am also kind of a shy one. I was in room 4, so I know Krista shared about being shy. I'm also kind of a quieter one sometimes. And I want you to know that just hearing Christine and Krista, you have inspired me to raise my hand and talk and right now, and to just give you gratitude. And thank you so much. And all of the work that you do, not only for yourselves, but how you show up for your families, how you show up for your friends, how you're showing up for people. I love, Krista, I think you were saying at the end, like, to become who you are. And Christine talking about being human is enough, and it is. And so I just wanted to share that and highlight that for everyone who didn't hear it in room 4. It was amazing. So thank you.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. Thank you. I also find it poetically what a teaching that your screen image is a saying that says, you got this. And maybe after today, it could say, you got this, and also you don't got this, and also it's okay. Like all of that together. All that together. Okay. We have a question in the chat, and maybe a couple fellows might be open to hearing. I think that the question is, how were fellows able to overcome challenges of administration, providing support and understanding for what you are experiencing? So I'm curious if there are other fellows who needed to navigate getting permission to survey students or permission to lead a workshop on grief processing for postvention folks. So I want to center that question, and if fellows, if 1 or 2 of you would be open to sharing either in chat or raising your hand, that would be really powerful. Because I think that is always the thought, which is like, this is messy work, and there are a lot of folks who aren't comfortable with messy and might put up some challenges there. Is there anyone who'd be open to sharing that answer?
I can talk.
Who was that?
Sheetal.
Oh, hi, Sheetal.
Hi. I had mentioned with mine, and I work in a school setting, and so lots of politics, lots of procedures that you have to jump over. And I think it's important to maybe find those leaders who have the same vision, the same passions as you do, or are open to hearing it. And that's kind of how I approach it. Find those people first, and then start slowly growing our group. So it really took time just to find that one person, here's the bell, find that one person who understands the importance of this work and is willing to kind of help go to bat with you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Sheetal. Thank you. Anyone else have a response they want to offer there of the, like, how do we, with all the gorgeous, courageous capstone work you did, if someone said, but what about, how did you navigate that moment?
Just a theme that has come over and over through this experience is that, like, it's very okay to start really small and to find, like, where is your sphere of influence? Like, what are you excited about and passionate about? And like, what do you feel moved to do? And you can do that small thing and then it grows, and that helps you find the people who are also passionate and excited about it. And so sometimes I think when we think like how big the system is and how much need there is, we want to like do this big thing. But actually, when we like scale down to what like is where we can be really present and do the small thing, it's super powerful, and then it grows. Yeah.
Thank you, Lucina. Thank you. I'll resonate and highlight what one of our fellows said in the chat, that we have to work through our fear of hearing no in response to our vision. I know I deal with that every day, of what, this like wild vision to talk about things that aren't clean and neat and in a checklist and in a binder that people can go to and get trained and be certified in. That having big and bold visions is what this community is about. Because it's actually about us giving ourselves permission to dream beyond the current crisis that's in front of us and commit to knowing that we made these crises. Humans are making these crises, right? And so if we are creating them, then we can uncreate them. That there's a lot of harm and suffering in the world, and that we have the opportunity for us to undo and redo and unbe and re-be over and over and over again. Okay. I want to see if there are any other pieces that folks want to say or ask before we move into closing. And I invite everyone to take a collective breath in whatever way you want to. I'm going to see if Oriana, where's Oriana on the screen? Would you be open to reading this closing poem? It's my beautiful colleague who is open to me putting her on the spot. Okay.
Until I thought of myself as the sea. I used to separate good days from bad until I thought of myself as an ocean. I used to split times I felt strong from when I felt weak until I imagined myself as the sea. Calm and rocky, wild and soft, still and powerful and vast and more than any one thing. In the ocean, it's hard to divorce one move from another, one wave from the next. Now, on my worst days, I think of how good life is, too, how I still can greet joy while swimming through grief, how fragile strength feels, how I am not any one thing in any one moment on any one day. I am all of it, and all of it is me.
Yeah. I'm so grateful, and we are so grateful to be in this community. When we started in 2020, there were no SCRR community members because we hadn't started it. And now there are around 6,000 of you and us. And so I want to share this. I don't know if Jen Leland is still on the call. Jen was and is a formative part of our team. Jen said to me when I said, well, maybe no one will come. And Jen said, the people who will need it will come. The people who will need it will come. So I want to say I'm so grateful deeply to be a part of this ocean with all of you, to be each other's waves, to meet each other in where we lap in grief and where we lap in joy. And one of my teachers always reminds me, Leora, that we are both living and dying at the same exact time in our bodies, the both and. So what a beautiful reminder for all of us that we can hold it all and be it all, and we also can't hold it all and be it all. And that's why we need each other in this vast ocean and in this vast sea. So if you were inspired by any of the work that the fellows did, we curated a lot of the writing and resources and programming that fueled the flora that fellows, fueled the flora that fellows fostered. And so it's all at the bottom, at the end of your deck. And there's so much more. There's so much more. I want to do a reminder that there are some fellows who are really going to be releasing their capstone learnings this summer. So please sign up for our newsletter so you can be a part of it, receive it, learn more with us. And do share your feedback with us today. Nikki just dropped the Survey Monkey. There's an opportunity for you to share affirmations about what worked and what could be better. This was our first time doing a fellowship share out. And some of you might be like, why did she have them only have 10 minutes to share? And part of that reason was that many of us only get 10 minutes to put out a vision and for someone to say yes to it. So it's a practice for us to share our stories in a way of grounding. And also, when you let us know how today went, especially in descriptive praise, we'll be giving them back to the fellows, right? So please name people that made your experience feel full and rich today. I want to take a moment to say a deep thank you to all of you who showed up to learn and showed up to witness yourselves and your colleagues. A wildly huge thank you to the 26 fellows who put up with me and Nikki asking for slides, redo the slides, think about it this way, talk about your work that way. Wait, now we need it another way. Come and rehearse. I mean, come on now. You really are co-experimentors and co-conspirators, and we're so grateful for you being the inaugural fellowship. And a huge thank you to Nikki. Can we give a shout out to Nikki Magtoto, our incredible SCRR program manager who held so much and holds so much.
Yay, Nikki.
An amazing human being. And to Bree and Oriana, who not only today, but always hold our SCRR programming with such devotion and care, as well as to all of our extended adjunct faculty. There's a particular person in this moment, Stephen Jimenez, who helped everyone get to the room they needed to go to, with the slides they needed to go to, with the recording they needed to go to. So massive shout out to Stephen. And I also want to take a moment to thank for folks who are like, oh, I have an idea for how SCR could expand, or I have a funder who might be interested in supporting SCR to live in another way, or I wasn't into this and now I am, or the students who trusted us in this learning, and our staff and colleagues who trusted us when we invited them into this grappling. A big thank you to them as well. This often doesn't get said, but I feel like I want to say it because we live all of our human lives. I want to thank every child, partner, elder, friend who held it down, and the colleagues who are holding it down for the fellows to carve out 2.5 hours to be present and present and support you in this work. Thank you to all of us. Okay, last but not least, y'all, please save the date for our annual 2024 Summer Institute for Educator Healing. This year's theme, Oriana, lead design. This year's theme is Embracing Renewal. Embracing Renewal, that 4th R, praxis and practice towards healing. That is August 6th through 8th. That will be 3 days, 9 to 12:30 PT every single day. If you came to the Summer Institute last year, you just know. Day 1, self, day 2, community, day 3, systems, embracing renewal. So join us this summer. And with that said, I am going to close it down. We can take the slides down, and I want to say a massive thank you. You have the deck, you have the resources, you'll get an email from us follow up, but massive woo, 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 woo to everyone. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.